why would you test out AI Max if you're already getting a good return on ad spend or cost per conversion, target CPA? I think the goal of AI Max is to expand, get more longer tail keywords, get a different angle, so use a new campaign for testing. How's it going, everybody? It's Gene Villanose here, another episode of the PPC Cave. Today, the title is When Should You Use AI Max, episode 97, almost to 100. Again, the title is When Should You Use AI Max? Before we get into it, I want to let everyone know about our sponsor, Opteo. You can go into our video description. That is www.opteo.com/theppccave. Upgrade your regular 14-day trial to a 28-day trial with Opteo. Opteo is doing a lot of different things. They're not just focusing on Microsoft ads or Bing ads or Google ads anymore. They're really expanding. And I'm actually going to do a video about this here shortly after I have a call with Opteo this week to kind of explain to the users or to the viewers why they should be using Opteo and just the new features that they have. So very exciting times. I know their goal is to not only have a couple platforms within Opteo they can optimize, but basically be the full gambit when it comes to all of the PPC campaigns or PPC platforms in Opteo can be optimized and linked to your specific account. So that's a big deal, definitely a big deal. So I would definitely check it out. Again, it's in the description. Upgrade your 14-day trial to a 28-day trial, and it's going to be worth it for sure. It's going to be worth it. Help you manage your PPC clients and your different accounts. And if you need help setting it up, hit me up. I'll do it for free. So let's get into it. When should you use AI Max? There's a couple things, but before we get into it, this was a new feature that was released last year. I'm pretty sure it was last year. There was a lot of speculation. Would it be just like Performance Max, where it will actually be a campaign type? So it's not technically a campaign type. You can go into search campaign, create a search campaign, and then AI Max is one of the options when you go into the settings. So what it is, actually have it pulled up. I'm not going to share my screen, but I'll just like to read it. AI Max for search campaigns. Get the best AI-powered performance on Google search. Advertisers that activate AI Max in search campaigns will typically see 14% more conversions or conversion value at a similar CPA ROAS. Where do they get 14%? 14% of what? What does that actually mean? But anyway, so it makes you really skeptical, right? But this is what Google is saying. So engage more customers, boost more performance, easily expand your keywords with broad match technology, and let Google AI match content from your landing page and assets to help you show up on more relevant searches. So new ad group settings help you guide which customers you reach. That's essentially what AI Max is. It's an option in search that you can toggle on or off, and it'll bring you, more, traffic, more search terms beyond the search keywords that you input regularly for your search campaign. So my thoughts, and to preface this, I've never used this outside of one e-commerce account. So I don't know how it works for lead gen. If there's anyone out there that uses this for lead gen, let me know in the comments. Or if you just don't like to use it, or if you do like to use it, just let me know in the comments also. But my experience, right? And I saw this actually in a Performance Max or in a search campaign for an e-commerce organization that I'm working with currently. And I was like a little curious. I was like, okay, well, it's spitting out essentially the same keywords that very close to the same keywords that we have already in the account. Let's just leave it, and try it out. So I did leave it, and I have some insight, after about 3 or 4 months optimizing this account, and obviously optimizing this campaign, particularly this search campaign that has AI Max embedded into it. I do have some comments. So do use this, or you could flip it and be like, don't use it, but use this if you have adequate conversions in Google Ads. So, that's very basic, but I guess some people think that this is a really, this might be someone that's listening to me that's a beginner and does not know how to manage a Google Ads account. So they see this, and they're like, oh, what is that? It's saying that it could just give me 14% more conversions. Let's just turn it on. That's a big no-no. Make sure that the account itself doesn't have to be the campaign, but the account itself has conversions. This was the same thing with Performance Max. I remember when Performance Max started out in the beginning, they're like, make sure there's conversions already, and in this campaign or in this account, sorry, before you use Performance Max. And I think that's the same thing, just because the signals are there to give your account. Uh, so that Google can understand your account more. That, hey, this is what a conversion is. And if you don't have that, then I could just see AI Max spitting out a bunch of random search keywords and search terms in your search campaign that's not going to convert. So that's number one. Use this if you have adequate conversions in Google Ads, in your Google Ads account. Number two, your landing page is SEO on page optimized. And we talked about not too long ago, last week, about SEO and PPC. And this SEO definitely goes hand in hand for sure. So even on the actual definition, when you're about to turn on AI Max for search campaigns in the settings, it says um, engage easily expand your keywords with broad match technology and let Google AI match content from your landing pages and assets. But here we're talking about landing pages. So, it would behoove you to make sure that your landing page, if it be product page or your sales page, whatever you're trying to drive traffic to, it'd be e-commerce or lead gen. But in this case, I'm only talking about e-commerce because that's the only experience that I have. Your product page, just make sure that it's optimized. You have your titles correct, all of the keywords that you want to convey inside the title, and also in the description, your alt text, all of that. Just because I have a feeling that if all of that is unified and filled out, then AI Max perhaps will work better for you. Next is the way I use it. So for me, I would rather use it in new campaigns for testing. And some people might debate me, and you can debate me and let me know, if it works better for you for existing campaigns. But my thoughts are it might be better used in a new campaign for testing, just because initially, if you're creating a search campaign, you probably already know which keywords you should test out first. If you sell basketball shoes that are, for men's basketball shoes, that's probably a search campaign that you should have high funnel, search campaign that you have already. So that's not really, you know, in my opinion, a need for you to use AI Max when you know directly what you should be using or what keywords you should be using in a separate search campaign. So I think testing this in a new campaign where you might be looking for other keywords that convert, or maybe other angles, maybe longer tail keywords and other angles that you want to test. This might work better, just because sometimes we do get writer's block, or we're not really thinking of all the search keywords that we should be putting in. And maybe it's just better for you to just test it out. Maybe you want to do a quick test, maybe $10 a day, whatever it may be. But that's how I would use it. That's how I have used it. And some might say, okay, well, you can use this in an established campaign, then turn it off immediately. And that's essentially what I did for this e-commerce organization. Is started using AI Max, and I didn't turn it on, but I inherited this account. So I'm optimizing it, and I see AI Max was turned on, has left it on, just diligent with the negative keywords, and I'm looking at it, and there is two or three keywords out uh, on there that is showing conversions and a higher return on ad spend. So what I've done is turned off AI Max, and then just put those keywords in another campaign that I have running. So that might be a good thing, just because if AI Max is running and you see that there's multiple conversions for that AI Max search term, why not just have more control and put that in another campaign where AI Max is turned off, but then now you can do manual CPC for a specific search keyword and just really target that. Make sure your landing pages, final URL, all of those things are surrounding that new search keyword that you discovered on AI Max. So that's how I would use it. You know, uh, or just a brand new campaign. That's probably the best way. Brand new campaign that has different search keywords from any other campaign that you're currently running. Turn on AI Max, and then maybe you'll find some more insights there. But before you turn on AI Max, just make sure your search campaigns, especially if you're creating a new search campaign to test, have these things. And I'll go through them. And this is a non-negotiable for sure. Make sure that the new search campaign that you're testing for AI Max has 3 of 3 ads. What do I mean about 3 of 3 ads? So there's 3 ads that Google gives you for each search campaign ad group. Sorry, not search campaign, for each ad group. So there's 3. Make sure there's 3. And why should there be 3? And in my opinion, is because if you only have one, you're only testing one final URL or landing page. That's kind of crippling you. That's like saying, okay, this is the only one. You're pigeonholing traffic. It has to convert on this, um, landing page. Even though you might have one landing page that you really want to convert, I would put at least 3 different landing pages on there, and then test it out. And then you can see how AI Max does when it's reading those 3 different landing pages. And I think that's super important. And then the second one, 3 of 3 ads also, but let's go back. Just make sure all of the headline and the copy are filled out. A lot of the time some people are like, oh, you don't only have to fill out 2 or 3. Just use ChatGPT. I have a ChatGPT prompt that'll help you get more ideas to make sure that you use all of the headlines, all of the descriptions, and don't leave anything blank in those 3 ads. Just make sure you diligently do that. And sometimes people want to go with a lazy build and not do all that, but I think it really cripples you because, like I said before, you're pigeonholing uh, the traffic and the combinations of headline and description if you're not filling it all out. Also, the assets. Make sure that you have images, your all your call out site links, etc. All of those assets filled out, just because AI Max is going to use that too. So if you don't have that filled out, it's going to be less ammunition for AI Max to kind of read what you're offering, your service, either your service or product, and it's not gonna. I don't think it's gonna work really well. I wouldn't know because I have all this stuff all filled out. So AI Max actually has worked for me. So but yeah, just make sure if you're creating a new search campaign to test AI Max, make sure all 3 ads are created, 3 different final URLs, all of the headlines and descriptions are filled out within those 3 ads, all of your assets, especially images. Images is a big one. If you have really good images, make sure that you add them. You call out site links, etc. All of those are filled out and added. Okay. Yeah. So when should you use AI Max? To recap, if you have adequate conversions in your Google Ads account, your landing page SEO, your landing page is SEO optimized. It's SEO on-page optimized. All right. In my opinion, best way to use it is uh, through a new campaign. Through a new campaign, you can use an existing campaign, just test it out. But why would you test out AI Max if you're already getting a good return on ad spend or cost per conversion, target CPA, and a search campaign that you probably already know you should be running these search terms regardless. So I think the goal of AI Max is to expand, get more longer tail keywords, get a different angle. So use a new campaign for testing. How are you going to use that new campaign, or what should you have in that new campaign that you're testing for AI Max? Make sure all 3 ads are filled out, different final URLs or landing pages for those specific 3 ads, headlines and descriptions, all of them filled out. Make sure your assets are filled out to your best ability, especially images, again, call out site links, prices, promotions, all those things, etc. But yeah, I don't think I missed anything. This is a fairly short, simple, uh, you know, episode. If you have any comments, just comment below. If you're, any objections, object to me. We can talk it out. We'll figure it out. But yeah, again, Opteo, free 28-day trial, www.opteo.com/ the PPC Cave. Upgrade your 14-day free trial to 18-day free trial. I mentioned, if you're having a hard time with your search campaigns, filling it all out, your responsive search ads, headlines, and descriptions, go to my Google Ads ChatGPT prompt. You can go in this video description. It will show on my tempest59.com blog, and you can just copy and paste and use that. I use that all the time. Um, you could edit it to be like 30 headlines, 30 descriptions, whatever it may be. You can definitely edit it. It's a good baseline so that you're not stuck and you're creating search ads faster, you're creating headlines and descriptions faster. But yeah, we release every Monday, 12 a.m. Mountain Time. Any questions, theppccave@gmail.com. And if there's nothing else, bye for now.